Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Welcome back, and delighted to have back in the studio with us Cori Murphy. She is a college specialist with College Authority, and if you've got students in your house heading in that direction, this is the lady to talk to. And got some workshops coming up. In fact, one tonight talking about college preparation. And first of all, tonight, 6:45, where?
At our classroom inside the Sky Oak building, which is at 4th and Bartlett in the Commons.
All right, so tonight, 6:45, what do they do to attend?
Just RSVP if at all possible on the website, My College Authority, or just show up. We'll have plenty of room.
All right, mycollegeauthority.com. All right, prepping for college, it ain't easy.
Yeah.
What do you want us to know?
Well, what I want you to know is that it really looks like a series of dominoes. And just like dominoes, they need to be stacked accordingly so that they fall in a specific order. And that they fall in the way that the family needs them to fall to make college affordable. The very first domino is that financial piece, that expected family contribution. It's this magic number that families start to learn about. And that number makes the rest of those dominoes fall differently for each family. It affects what colleges they look at. It affects what test scores they need to get admitted to their college of choice, to get scholarships for their college of choice, and then affects what each family is going to pay in the end.
So this shouldn't be a senior year decision.
No, it is not.
Okay.
It is a junior year process. Sometimes we get some proactive sophomores. If it is a senior year decision, that's okay, because sometimes our kids aren't ready. It's just a compressed process.
So there's a lot to consider. Money's one of them. Do you go to a community college before you go into a university? All those things. So what's the biggest mistake a family makes in this whole process?
I think the biggest mistake is they think it's an either-or decision, or they make it a one-sided decision, and that they're just looking at, where is my student going to get accepted? Who's going to want them?
Yeah.
Or they do it as, where's the cheapest school? It's affordable, or it's expensive, it's overwhelming, and where can we go that's just the cheapest? And that's the mistake, because it's not an either or.
The pressure to go to a big name college or an Ivy League school, how big is that?
It depends on the family and depends on the people that are surrounding them. You do have those people that, the school of thought is, if they go to this school, then the rest of their life will be paved for them. And then I've met very successful parents who have public college educations. It's what they do with that degree afterwards, and where that momentum carries them.
You know, we're seeing this, and you're probably reading it as well. All of us, these students are coming out of college in debt, going into looking for a full-time job in a part-time world. Has that been a factor now in making decisions? It's
always been a factor in our practice, because we want students. It does the student no good to graduate with a degree and a mountain of debt. They're in a hole that it takes too long to dig themselves out of. So we want them graduating on time. We want that college education to be affordable, and then that momentum is carrying them. So it's not just that piece of paper, but it's the resume that they leave with. And that goes all the way back to the college search. Where can they build that resume, shine in the classroom, and finish with that piece of paper?
Are students coming out of high school prepared for college?
Yes and no. Either way, it's going to be a shocker. It's an adjustment, and those first 6 weeks or 6 months can be a little rocky.
All right, so what are you going to cover? And by the way, there's one tonight at 6:45, and then Saturday at 10:30 in the morning, and then the following Wednesday at 6:30 or 6:45 in the evening. All of these will be at the Sky Oak building at 4th and Bartlett in Medford. So again, you can go to mycollegeauthority.com to register, or perhaps just show up. What do you do, and how long is this, and what are you going to cover?
It's about an hour 15. We cover a lot, and it's too much information for that short a period of time, but families need it, so we have to do it. And we just break everything down into understandable steps. A lot of financial information, grants, aid, forms, that is confusing and families aren't thinking about yet. So we do put a lot of that in front of them.
All right. Let me just reemphasize that again, because if you are in that stage and, you know, maybe you have a junior in high school, this would be a great thing for you to attend, obviously. Tonight, 6:45, Saturday morning at 10:30, or next Wednesday, the 11th, at 6:45, and again at the Sky Oak Building at 4th and Bartlett in Medford. Cori, are there grants available? Is there money available?
There really is, and I think that's one of the best surprises that people leave the workshop with is they say, oh, we make too much money to get aid, or we own our own home to get aid. And really, aid is an all-encompassing term. Maybe that is true for federal aid and state aid, that they're over income. But the way that the business of higher ed is ran now, the colleges have their own money that they've fundraised for, that they've increased their prices so much that they can come back and discount, or they get from businesses for research. The colleges themselves have the biggest pots, the largest pots of scholarship money. And so when we can position students accordingly, they're getting discounts.
Advantages of out-of-state and in-state?
Oh gosh, huge. It is costly to go to college in Oregon, and we send students out of state and to private schools all the time for the same amount that it would cost to stay in-state.
Really?
Yeah, and that's usually a big surprise.
Anything being done on that? You hear anything at the legislature on that?
No, I think the pressure on colleges is to keep the cost of tuition down. And it is a business, and they need a certain amount of money to run that business. So as there's pressure on tuition, we see the room and board costs go up, or other fees go up.
Are there trends? I mean, you look back across the centuries, you see more go into business, some go into medicine. Are there trends out there?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Just
Absolutely, math and science are popular and should be, and it's easier to be employed with that degree than, it might be with an astronomy or an anthropology degree. But even our doctors and students going to medical school have a liberal arts feel to their degrees. They just have the biochem behind them, and then they're more of a holistic.
The pressure to get out early, how do you get people to calm down and say, wait a minute, maybe you need to do 2 years of community college before you transfer?
We have that discussion, sometimes. It comes with pluses and minuses. There's pros and cons to that, but sometimes a 17-year-old high school student is not ready to jump into a 4-year degree, and we never want to set students up to fail.
Yeah, right.
Never. And then sometimes families just can't afford 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of what we do, is everyone's on the same path to a degree, but it may look very different.
Okay.
And should.
Well, I just want to say this is very, very important, and I look back on my experience, and I was shocked the first semester. I go, what in the world am I doing? I think we all are. It's quite an adjustment.
It can be.
Especially if you leave a happy home and you go there and you're alone, and and all those things. Well, anyway, tonight at 6:45, again, Saturday morning at 10:30, and then again Wednesday, next Wednesday at 6:45. And you can talk to Cori and get signed up. Go to mycollegeauthority.com, I guess just show up. Is there a fee for this?
Sure, there is not. No, we do not charge for our workshops. It's our community service.
Wow. Good for you. Am I missing anything?
No, you are really not. There will be future events posting on the website as they come up.
Okay.
We might have different workshops, or we do.
So at the end of the day, are you tracking with the family on this decision? Or you start them, say, now, and hopefully in their junior year, up to the time they're enrolled?
Yes, we do. We track with them all the way until they're enrolled in college. And then if they are in a position where they do need to transfer, or there's questions about later on, then we do track with some of their families all the way through graduation, which is fascinating because their lives change so much. They
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making us aware. And again, let me encourage you, mycollegeauthority.com. Go to that website, and or just show up. Look, this is free. This doesn't get any better. And there's a person that knows the ropes. I think if parents approach this with fear. You know, it's so big, so
Yes.
ominous. What do you do with this?
And I give them a lot of credit when they will just take a deep breath and address it, because it is scary.
And you can go to college.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just a matter of finding the path.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Cori.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.